Hey, this is Nathan with Hope Church. I'm just going to give a quick rundown of the Midas M32 Mix app that we're going to use in conjunction with our Midas M32 console for mixing for our services. When you open the app, it will automatically connect to the console and then put you on the home page. We have the home page, and then on top you can touch Detail to get into the Detail page, Effects, Scenes, Meters, Recorder, Routing, Monitor, and Setup. So this app is very functional for controlling the console. Most of this stuff will be set up ahead of a rehearsal. We'd have the channels already patched in, set up, and ready to go. So most of what you'll be doing is mixing levels, which you do on the home page. You might touch the detail page as well, which we'll get to in just a little bit. The home page shows 8 channels at a time, and you select which channels you want to see by touching the banks up here on the top of the app. When you move a fader in the app, it actually moves the fader on the console. They're motorized faders on the console, so you can at any time adjust the sound with the console or the app without having to worry about one of the faders taking over for one of the other. They're in the same place on the app and console all the time. Also, if you have stereo channels, you only have to move one of the faders and the other one will follow, rather than having to move both faders. All right, looking down the left side of the app, we have a Sends on Fader button, and that now changes all these faders into sends to monitor mixes. So our first mix, you can see labeled on the left-hand side, is subs. So anything you need to adjust in the subwoofers, give more or less of in the subs, you can do that there. And then 2, you can see is labeled Nathan. That's my in-ear mix, and then more ears mixes. Then you just touch Sends on Faders. Now you're back home to your house mix. Auto mixing is not something that we need to be using right now. You can automatically mix certain channels that you put on one of those groups, but we don't need that right now. So going down to mute groups is going to be really great for our services and smoothing out transitions. You can assign any channels you want to a mute group, so you just touch that one button and everything assigned to it will be muted or unmuted. So I have it set up right now as an example for 1. I touch that and it mutes everything that would be the band. The drums, bass guitar, guitars, keys, vocals, mutes it all. So now the whole band is muted. Jason is walking up, let's say. 2 is just his microphone, which you can't see anything happening right now because we're here on the first 8 channels. So no matter where you're at, that mute group is going to do his microphone, which you can see now that we're on the right page. You can actually see his microphone muting and unmuting. So we have 6 different groups we can set up, and then those should stay what they are, so you know what you're muting or unmuting once we decide what's going to be set up to what group. Show solos will give you a solo button that you can use to listen to one channel at a time if you want to just hear that channel as you work on it or tweak it. You can leave that on or off to your own preference. Lock mutes will lock the mutes wherever they are. So none of the mute groups or mute buttons would work. So if you're worried about bumping the iPad, accidentally hitting one of those buttons, you can just lock them. And then whenever you need to adjust it, you can turn off that lock and now you can have control of those mutes again. So that's the home page as far as what you would use to be mixing levels during a service. Now if you need to adjust something on a certain channel, say we go to channel 17, I have a microphone sitting here on my desk so we can see something coming in here. We can see signal. You can touch the detail page, but you'd have to cycle through channels to get to the right channel. So the easiest way is to, on the home page, go to the channel you want, like Vox 1 here, and touch the scribble strip where the channel is labeled. And it will open this up in the detail page. Here, right in the middle of the page, you can see we have a gain. So we do this, It's going to gain it up. You can see I'm peaking there, so you can pull it down Oh, not enough, not enough. Keep going up, maybe, yeah, I don't know, maybe. There we go. So that's a pretty strong signal. That's good. There are other things you can adjust here, but gain is going to be the main thing we're adjusting right at the beginning of sound check to make sure we have a nice strong signal. And then there are tabs here if you need to adjust anything like a gate, a dynamic, an EQ, anything like that you can do from right here. Under the EQ, you can see there's actually a power button here when it comes to EQ, compression, gating, that kind of stuff. You actually have to turn it on the channel for it to work. And then with the EQ, one of my favorite features here is the RTA button you can press. It's a real-time analyzer. And this actually shows you the frequencies that are being produced by the microphone I'm talking into here. So as you go through and adjust frequencies, you can see what you're hearing as you adjust it, because you can see what frequencies you are lined up over. So you can see me talking to a mic is not producing many low frequencies, but it is producing a lot of mids and high mids. You can touch the home page on top left, and now you're back to your house mix. So that's the general basics of using this app to run sound.